Hello and welcome back. We are continuing working on our Django Python application and some things we're going to be learning along the way. Today we're going to add a little functionality and look at some other things we can do from the objects that exist out in the Django model world. So what I want to do this time is I'm going to come in and on the edit screen, along with saving a record, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make the ability to delete it. So let's start from that page, task edit. And so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a submit, do delete record, and name is going to be equal to, well, make it submit. How do I want to do this? Well, we'll go with this. So we'll do delete record, and name is going to be delete. And I think that'll work so that we can come in here, and when we do submit to the edit, let's see, so edit task. So here we're going to have our in our edit, well, I've saved it, so let's just go look at that. So all we've done here, so we've added delete record, and when we go in here, what we want to do is we want to split it up based on whether it is a delete or an update. So let's go back and do, we're going to print the date, let's see, that's instant data. So we're going to print request dot post, and I'm just going to look at that for right now. So if I go in, let's see, so if I go here and I hit delete, then it's going to ask me that, but whoops, I should see here. So what we see here is in that query is all of my fields, and I see this delete is delete record. If I instead, so post, that is going to be post, and it's just delete. If I go to save record, I will see here, whoops, I will see over here that I have submit equals to save record. So I either have a delete that's set or I have a submit that's set. Notice that those are going to be two different things. So as I come through, I'm going to look here. So if it's a post, then what I want to do is if request.post, and let's do, let's look at that. Was that lowercase? Let's see how that look. So if it's delete, then all I'm going to do here is I'm going to say print delete record. So I want to make sure we're getting what we want. And then this is going to be else. I'm going to here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to update the record. So I'm either going to delete it or I'm going to update it. And we could get more complicated depending on what we have. We could have multiple different things we do. So now if we go through and do delete, it's going to tell me delete record. There you go. So now, and notice that I didn't have that error that was showed up a minute ago because I don't have a valid anymore. I don't care if it's valid or not. All I want to do here is I want to be able to delete it. So I can try, let's do this. In this case, I can do a delete off of the form, and I think that will work fine. So now what I'm going to see, let me go look back here. So this is task 4. Let's just go back to our task list. So task 4, if I come in and edit it and delete it, actually, let me, before I delete it, what I want to do with a delete is I actually want to go back to the task list. And so I am going to do, if I can grab a redirect real quick. So here we go. And I think that's going to be tasks. So, okay. So normally record save is going to go there. I also want to do it here. Actually, I guess what I can do is I can actually pull this return out now. And so it's either going to save it and go back to the lists, or it's going to delete it. Now, if it's valid, it's going to save it. Otherwise, it's going to display invalid message. I'm sorry, invalid record. Oh, actually, I guess I do, because I was not going to redirect. So I do have to do, so if he saved, I don't really need that message, but that's okay. And if it's deleted, then I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to say message equals, just to be fair, because I may come back and do something with it, record deleted. And that will do it here. So now I'm going to come in and do a delete. So we will see up here, if I delete, task form does not have a delete attribute. So what I need to do is form does not have it. So what I have to do actually is I have to go into the record itself, which is the, so this is an edit, and I have that ID. So and I already have my data objects. So I can actually do, we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to do, this is one that I'll show you this way to do stuff. Whoops. Come here, come here, come there. And what I can do is I can actually append a delete to pretty much anything. So, and we'll see a more extreme example of that in a second. So I can come in here and I'm going to do a delete. So if I go back and look at my, so let's go here and let's just refresh this page just to be safe. And if I do delete now, I have deleted it. Now, one of the things we can do is I could actually, if I want to be really destructive, I can do the all that we've seen, like here. If I want to delete all my tasks, let's do real quick. I'm going to do a delete all. Let's say delete tasks. And let's do it like this, sort of like list tasks, except in this case, I'm not going to worry about that order by. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a delete. And then this one's just going to go to the task list, but it's now going to be empty. And so, and actually, before I do that, I do want to show what gets returned here. So I got that data that I'm coming from a delete. So let's just print data just so you can see what's coming back. So if I go back here and let's pick task 3, I'm going to edit it and delete it. And now I can go look over here, and I can see that this is what came through. As it came through, as it's just telling me that that guy got deleted, that I had a task number 1 that got deleted. Now if I go, I'm going to go clear that out, and 2 things, I guess. So I want to get rid of that print. And then I'm going to go to this delete task. So I'm going to get take the same thing, and this is now going to be delete tasks, and this is going to be, we'll just do it this way, make it a really long, complicated one. So if I do delete all tasks, and I'm not going to make a link to it. So I can see I've got my 2. Now if I do delete all, then it's actually coming through, and this is sort of interesting because it's going to come through and not have any information, even though I got it from, where did I go on my view? It returned, as I saw before, when it returned essentially now a clean object somewhere, the deleted object back here. I got one of these for each of my objects, for each row. So what I would want to do here instead is actually, once I do a delete, would be, let's do it twice. Because I deleted all of them, now I have to refresh it. So this, I don't actually have to I don't even care about my return value. And instead, what I could get here, when I delete all tasks now, I'm going to get nothing back. So you got to watch that a little bit, is it does return values. It returns essentially now empty values for that stuff that you deleted. And you want to make sure that, for example, in this case, that I actually pull from the database again, because this gives me the results of the delete. It does not actually give me the result set of all after the delete. The delete comes after I bring all these records together. And so I now have the ability to do so, and I'm going to get rid of that completely, that link, so I don't have to accidentally do it at some point. And now I can do some deletions. Now I can do some other stuff. Let's create a task real quick. And I'm going to show, let me create a task. It's going to be called my task. I don't think I need a due date. I don't need it. Let's see. And this is going to be new. Let's see. Did I need any of those? Yeah. Okay. So record saved. So now I can go back to my task list and I can see that it's there. Let me create another task that I'm going to call another task. This one's going to be status of new. Save the record. Now let's say I want to do something like, let me update the time spent on all of those. So let me come back to, this will be like we're going to call this mass update. I'm going to do update all tasks. Mass update. And then we go to my views. And here instead, I can do all dot. And let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's do a, well, first let's do it. We're going to do an update. Because this, much like delete, we're going to go ahead and do that. And I want to take, what did I call that? I call that time. Oh, minutes spent. Views, minutes spent, get the fresh ones. So this is again, and I can do it like that. So what I'm seeing here is I'm going to grab all of these. I'm going to do an update. I'm going to update minutes spent equal to that. I'm going to grab everything and I'm going to list it. So let's see how that works out. Let's see how that works for us. So if I do mass update, nope. Let's go check that again real quick. Oh, what I need to, I'm sorry, I flipped my, so I need to take minutes spent is the column, and I do need to do equals to 2 like this. And now let's take a look at it. So if I go back over here, I didn't call it mapped. Oh, I called it, sorry, I called it update all tasks. And now I can see where my time spent was equal to 2. So I can come in with this, and there's a couple things we can do with our objects to allow us either to delete, we can do an all. We could also do, like here where we do all, we could actually make this instead a filter. So I could say, for example, let's say everywhere where minutes spent is equal to 0. equals, I believe is how I want to do it. Then I'm going to update it much as we did, like we've seen a couple places, I think, that we used a filter. So here, for example, we did everywhere where the status is not equal to complete. We do an order by. So we can do some things like that. All of these features that we've had on the objects and being able to work with them, then we do have some things we can do. We can either delete or we can do mass updates as well. Now, we don't have to do these through the web interface like I've shown it. These could be things that we're doing in middle tier programming logic, business rules, things like that. I just happen to be doing it from the front end at this point. There are several more things we can do, but I will pick that up next time around. And we'll continue sort of going to part 2 of looking at objects and queries. For now, we'll wrap it up. Hope this was helpful for you. As always, you can see the source code you'll be able to see in our links out to our GitHub for this project. This would be day 26. And if you take a look for that tag, you will be able to find the latest code in there. That'll do it for this time around. So go out there, have yourself a great day, and we will talk to you next time.